Hi guys, how are you? How are you all? As promised, I am back with my IOQM English lectures. I promised you that we will be starting and the geometry section is being taken care by SPS sir and I will be taking your number theory classes, right? Just a second. Oops. Yes. Perfect. So can you see me? Can everyone see me? If I'm audible as visible, you can just simply write okay in the chat. So, like I said, this course is applicable for all the aspirants who are not so comfortable in Hindi. First, second, who are comfortable in Hindi but prefers my live lecture. So these are live lectures, right? I can see your chat, I can see everything, right? Yes, I think it is crystal clear. So today we are going to start number theory. Number theory is perhaps the most important and most non-routine thing which is being asked by IOQM authorities. Why it is non-routine? Because if you see geometry, geometry is largely covered in NCERT. The higher level of NCERT problems are being asked. This is one. Second, if I talk about algebra, algebra is basically JEE, right? JEE algebra is being asked in IOQM. Combinatorics is completely JEE permutation and combination. I am talking about only IOQM level. When we talk about RMO level, there are many non-routine things like pigeonhole principle, right? There are many advanced theorems also in inequalities. There are many advanced theorems. But when I talk about only IOQM, number theory stands out. Number theory stands out as the most non-routine thing, right? And in number theory, largely our concern will be integers, right? And there are many basic principles about integers, right? There are many basic principles, basic properties, basic operations. So we can add integers. If you add two integers, you get integer. If you multiply two integers, you get integers. If you subtract two integers, you get integers. But when you divide integers, there are many possibilities. Either it is perfectly divisible, then you get integer. Otherwise, you can get rational numbers. Okay. And then the concept of quotient and remainder. So divisibility is something which is very important in integers, and that is what we are going to study in this particular lecture. We are going to start with congruence of integers. The prerequisite for this lecture is basically 9th-10th level of mathematics, in which classification of integers, classification of numbers is included. You must be knowing about what are prime numbers, what are integers, what are real numbers, what are irrational numbers, what are rational numbers. You should be aware about these things. This is one. Second, you should be aware about Euclid division lemma. Obviously, I will start with Euclid division lemma first. So this is what the priority is. Okay. So can we start, guys? Sir, Nimbus batch students will note it in their usual classroom copy. No, you have to maintain your separate IOQM copy. There you have to basically study. Yeah, like take notes. And guys, this is my humble request to each one of you. My humble request to each one of you. Please, if you are preparing for IOQM, prepare with full rigor. Whatever you do it with full rigor. What is full rigor? You do this lecture, you do the homework. I will assign you some homework after this. So the homework will be from my book, right? So basically, I'll tell you, the homework will be know your progress 3 and know your progress 4. This is the homework after today's lecture. Okay, this is the homework after today's lecture. Okay, I am already giving you the homework. So you should make your own notes, you should do your own homework, and then possibly you should also revise and give the test. IUQM test series, NSCJ test series has already been announced to all of you. Please try to give the test. Okay, can we start, guys? Can we start? Like I said, in months of December and January, I have already covered the prerequisites. I have already covered the basics. So today I am going to start from the IOQM level. and the theory of IOQM number theory and RMO number theory is the same. So whatever I teach you, it will be sufficient till RMO level. Okay? Okay? Right? Perfect. And if you want to, so like this is very important information for all of you. Iconic and VIP week is on. So you can, like it is applicable from 14th to 20th April. You can use code PJ Live to basically take the subscription. The links are available in the description. And you can join my batch. Nimbus batch is what I'm running. Obviously, it is a English batch. It is not an English batch. So the concepts are being taught in Hindi, but everything is written in English. Okay. So this is my batch, Nimbus batch, and we are doing the Zoom classes. I have started Zoom classes to teach for IOQM. So this is the screenshot. This is my class yesterday. So like 44. See, like it's a very small batch size, right? 44 learners attended my class, and we were doing some amazing things. So interactive mode of learning, right? So this is me. You can see me here, and there were many learners who were really asking some amazing doubts. My Ramanujan batch is one of the best batches that I am teaching, right? It was my first class yesterday, and they were very, very good in responding, which really satisfies me as an academician that I have designed a curriculum in which learners are studying and they are doing some amazing things. Okay, perfect. So let's move forward, guys. Let's move forward. And yes, you can go at this, like you can subscribe to this Telegram channel so that you get each and every information. Perfect. So now I am going to start with congruence of integer. What is congruence of integer? What is divisibility basically? Right? When I talk about divisibility, there is a simple concept, there is a simple theorem which comes into our mind. Euclid division lemma. It is a lemma rather, right? So what is the statement of it? Right? The statement is, when you divide, A is divisor, B is dividend, and when you satisfy this situation, that your remainder is 0, 1, 2 to A minus 1. When you satisfy this situation, you get a unique value of quotient. For example, if I am taking A to be 4 and B to be 10. So what am I doing? I am essentially dividing 10 by 4. So if I write 10 here, 4, and I have to make sure that my remainder is less than my divisor. So just imagine if I write it like this. This is wrong because my remainder is coming out to be more than the divisor. But when I write it like this and the remainder situation is satisfied, then I'm good to go. This is where I have to expand my mind, right? I have to expand my mind. Why I have to stop at positive numbers? I can see everything is positive here. Every single thing is positive. Why? Who said this thing? So this is where the IOQM things start. What if I write it as 4 times 3 minus 2? The equation is correct. Is minus 2 the remainder? No. Remainders are always non-negative. You have to remember this thing. Whenever you are asked remainder, remainders are always non-negative. Okay. What do I mean by non-negative? Basically, whole numbers. It's a fancy word for whole numbers, right? It is a fancy word for whole numbers. I hope the sound is clear. Perfect. So 0 to A minus 1. Just a second. Where should I keep it? I think I should keep it here. Let me increase the sound. Yes, I have increased the sound. I think the sound was very clear because I am very loud. Okay, perfect. So the remainder is 0 to A minus 1, but all these statements are correct. Now this 10 there is something about this 10, this 6, this 2, this minus 2. So in congruency, basically what happens, we convert this. They see like the quotients are changing. The quotient is 1, 2, 3 based on the value which you are taking here. So we write this equation as 10 is congruent to 6 mod 4. So how do you read it? Right? It is another way of saying that 10 and 6 leaves same remainder when you divide them by 4. What is the remainder when 10 is divided by 4? 2. What is the remainder when 6 is divided by 4? 2. So 2 is something which is common to 10 and 6. But obviously the choice of divisor is very important. The choice of divisor is very important. Please take a note of this thing. The choice of divisor is very important. The divisor is 4. That is why 10 and 6 are congruent. But if you write 10 is congruent to 6 mod 5, then it is incorrect. This is correct, this is incorrect. Why this is incorrect? Because when you divide 6 by 5, the remainder is 1. When you divide 10 by 5, the remainder is 0. So they are not leaving the same remainder. Modular means if I am writing A congruent to B mod D, this means A and B leaves the same remainder upon division by D. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? Sir, what about Nimbus batch students? They can attend this live. All my Nimbus batch students are from the boards which treasure English teaching. Okay. Now, what about this? My 10 is congruent to 2 as well. And since these two are congruent, I would say 10 congruent to 6 congruent to 2. And it is congruent to negative integer also. You can extend this logic as much as you can. As much as you can. You can extend this logic as much as you can. Ruchi saying, sir, I brought pre-college mathematics. It is good. See, like the major problem about like the book selection which you do, it is a great book. I agree. This is a great book. But just imagine that you have an allergy, right? Just imagine this situation. You have an allergy and you want a cetirizine tablet, right? Now, cetirizine tablet is slightly costlier than a paracetamol tablet, right? Now, since paracetamol is cheaper, many people take paracetamol in every health condition that they have. If they have fatigue, they take paracetamol. If they have headache, they take paracetamol. If they have running nose, they take paracetamol, right? But in running nose, in allergy situation, if you take cetirizine, it gives you instant action. So this is an example. So what I'm trying to say here is pre-college mathematics book is cheaper than my book, IOQM book, but it is for RMO. It will not necessarily help you in basically IOQM. My book is designed for IOQM. So if you want to properly study for IOQM, then my book is a must have for you. Okay. See, it is already in the my new book is already in the market. The new book which we have released, it has IOQM 2024 paper solved in it already. See, I don't trust you now. So much syllabus is there, but in playlist, so less videos. Format and combinatorics and all. I have taught everything. Everything is available on YouTube. You can see. Just search format theorem Prashant Jain. You will get the video. See, it is your laziness. See, you are blaming somebody else for your own laziness. You are lazy that you are not studying these particular things from YouTube. If you want to see, if you are dedicated, everything is available on YouTube. My everything of related to IOQM is available. If a JEE learner says this, I would agree, because I have not taught class 12th on YouTube for JEE. But for IOQM, I have taught everything. Right? Where is mod in last line? Mod is, so see, like this is mod 4, right? This is assumed. So usually the mod is given in the situation. Everywhere I won't be writing mod. You have to assume basis the context. Okay. It is in the playlist also. It will be updated. It will be updated. So like if you are talking about the IOQM 2025 playlist, you will see videos coming from this week in which like there will be 4-5 hours of video and everything will be covered in that. Okay. So I hope you noted that down. So let's do few examples. Right? You have to say true or false. You have to say true or false. Okay. So 29 congruent to 2 mod 9. True or false? True or false? True or false? Ayansh is saying false. Pranchu is saying true. Sayak is saying true. I think it is true, Ro. It is true. And then we will write another important thing. The very simple hack to see if these two are leaving the same remainder. First of all, this is a very simple equation, right? You could have divided 29 with 9. 2 is the remainder. So this is precisely the definition of congruence. But the hack is, if it is given, it implies D divides A minus B. This is a very important thing. If A is congruent to B, mod D, then D divides A minus B. Right? And it has a very simple proof. Just imagine A to be dq1 plus R and B is dq2 plus R. Subtract them. A minus B is equal to D times q1 minus q2. Now this is the definition of divisibility. This means D is divisor of A minus B. D divides A minus B. It is evident from this example. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? The beauty about mathematics as a subject is you can prove each and everything, unless they are axioms, obviously. So you cannot prove SAS, right? Because it is an axiom. But using SAS, congruency, you can prove triple S, you can prove ASA, right? Right? I hope I am making sense. So this is first question. And you have to write all these things. Whatever I am writing on the board, you have to write. Second, 29 is congruent to 2 mod 9, right? This was the first example. 19 is congruent to 5 mod 11. Right? Now this is a lengthier example. This is a lengthier example. This is a lengthier example. This is a slightly lengthier example. Sayak is saying false. Vishaka is saying true. Pranchu again is saying true. Ayansh is saying true. Fang is saying true. Right? Now, see, with this short trick, you should have done it. Right? One very simple way to do it is like this. Okay. Then this. Right? But this is a lengthier version. Let me tell you the smaller version. As per this, my 11 should divide this, which is 1914. Now, you must have remembered the divisibility rule of 11. Sum of digits at odd places, sum of digits at even places. Their subtraction should be divisible by 11, which is the case here, and hence 11 divides 1919 minus 5, which means 1919 is congruent to 5 mod 11. Right? Right? 1919 is congruent to 5 mod 11. I hope I am making sense. I hope I am making sense, guys. Yes, yes, I have forgiven you. Don't worry. I just wanted to. I've just see like it is my simple request. Like see like concepts like these, which are very very advanced. There are very limited people who teach this, right? Like I am there, VOS is there, like OW is there, right? We are very few people who are teaching these things, right? And when we listen to these things, that sir, like I will not trust you, then I somehow lose motivation to teach all these things, right? Your love is the only motivation. I'm teaching all these things, right? You can imagine. And that to IOQM English, I think I'm the only one who is teaching IOQM in English language, right? So please keep on supporting us. That is what my request is. Third, now the third problem. We will do the third problem. Right? 5, 4, 3, 6, 2 congruent to R mod 9. Right? It is given. Find least positive R. Find least positive R. Right? Let's do it, guys. Guys, can you please like the video as well? I can see 33 people watching it live, but the likes are only 19. Yes. 3. Vishaka is saying 2. Now, again, I will actually do it using the divisibility rule of 9. So, what is it? 5, 4, 3, 6, 2. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 9 plus 2. Right? So, it is giving me 20. Okay. Now, what should I add here so that it becomes, or rather, what should I subtract to make it divisible by 9? Minus 2. Right? So, I have seen that this should be divisible by 9. So, my R has to be 2, comparing these two things. In fact, you can write for any number, Sn denotes number of digits, sum of digits of n, then Sn is congruent to n mod 9. See, you can tell me honestly if you have been able to understand this or not. If you have understood it, then you must have a proof of this in your mind. If you are not being able to understand it, then you can clearly tell me so that I can prove it in the next page. But before next page, please write it down. Write each and everything. Yes, but there are many teachers who teach us about IOQM. Yeah, I have mentioned them. I have mentioned VOS, I have mentioned OW. I have mentioned these things. These are very good friends of mine, right? They are very good friends of mine. Okay, Sanvi. Okay, you want proof. So this is very important. This is the beauty of mathematics, right? Everything you can prove. Like I said, except for the exams. Okay, perfect. Now let n be a 5-digit number. I am taking it as a 5-digit number. And when I am writing like this, the base is assumed to be 10. Right? What do I mean by base? Your n will be 10 to the power 4a plus 10 to the power 3b plus 10 to the power 2c plus 10 to the power 1d plus 10 in fact e. Right? right? Now just imagine, just remember in fact that you have to prove this. So you have to generate sum of digits somewhere, right? So if I write it like this, I think everybody is aligned with this. Nobody has any problem with this. Nobody should have any problem with this either. Nobody should have any problem with this too. And yeah, nothing here. So what do I have here? I have sum of digits. And if you see this number, this is divisible by 9. And this is precisely the definition of congruency. N is congruent to Sn mod 9. I hope I am making sense. I hope I am making sense. OW is PW only. OW is PW only. Right? Sir, if we start preparing for IOQM from very basics now, can we crack an Olympiad? Can we crack and qualify for RMO? Also, any plan? I have already given you the plan. I have already given you the roadmap. I will again come up with a plan. If you want to start from the basic, what all topics you can study, what all topics you can prepare. But it is my humble request that if you do not have 2 to 3 hours daily for IOQM, do not go for it. IOQM examination is perhaps one of the most enjoyable journey. I consider it to be very enjoyable, very rewarding. Like I have seen learners enjoying the art of problem solving in IUQM. But for many people who are after certificates, who are after achievements rather than true joy of mathematics, they find it very difficult to crack IUQM, because IUQM can be very punishing as well. How come it is punishing? Because the level of problems will be too tough. Yes, yes, yes. We can crack JEE. JEE, if you see, majority of the toppers have like they have always qualified for IUQM. Right? Perfect. Let me move on. So SN. Now let's do one problem on this. Let's do one problem on this. Right? Let's do one problem on this. But will we be able to do it? Let A SA is equal to 7, where A is a 3-digit number. 3-digit number. Right? Find all possible values of S A plus 3. SA is sum of digits of A. You have to find out all possible values of S of A plus 3. If you are watching this problem very carefully, this is a problem adapted from a problem which was asked in IOQM 2024. Sir, when are you going to start IOQM Hindi? IOQM Hindi will be in recorded format. It will come very, very soon. It will come very, very soon. I already declared in one of the videos. Yeah, the videos will come very, very soon. This week or maybe next week. Sir, when you and Abhay sir will collaborate, we have already collaborated. If you see, we are together in our mission to teach non-routine mathematics. We are always together, right? We are very good friends. We share our knowledge with each other. Yes, but my see, like, my book is written in such a manner that it is self-explanatory. You can see sufficient amount of examples, you can see sufficient amount of problems, and every solution is given also. Sayak is saying 1. There is only one possible value. So let me give you the example of what this problem is saying, right? Please listen to this very, very carefully. Since my sum of digit is 7 only, I cannot have more than 6 here. My digit here will be less than equal to 6. You have to understand it properly. Right? Right? You have to understand it properly that the maximum digit which I can have here is 6, since it is my 3-digit number. Now, since your maximum digit is 6, if you add 3, there is no carry here. There is no carry here. If you see, there is no carry. So, if it is PQ6, so P plus Q plus 6, P plus Q, and I can say this to be R. P plus Q plus R is 7. So, this will be PQ, and here you can see R plus 3, since there is no carry. So, the sum of digit here is P plus Q plus R plus 3. Since this is 7, the only possible value is 10. The only possible value is 10. Right? The only possible value is 10. There is no point studying for divisibility rule of 17. There is no point in studying divisibility rule of 17. Can you please see this? Am I making sense? Am I making sense? The value of sum of digits of a plus 3 is only 10. Now, how can it be different? How can it be different? Let me give you an example. Just imagine my S of A is 19. Right? My S of A is 19. So, just see this number. 991 plus 3 is 994. In this case, my S of A would have been 22. But if my number is this, and then I add 3, the sum becomes 922, and my sum of digits becomes 13. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point or not? Right? So, you can see there are two possibilities of S of A plus 3. S of A plus 3. But having said that, these two will be congruent to 9. These two will be congruent to 9. Okay? 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 Clear? So, this is the basic understanding. Like I said, number theory is mostly about how you analyze addition, subtraction, multiplication and division with respect to natural numbers. So, see, this is a very simple concept, right? That since sum of digits is 7, you cannot have more than 6 here. And since you cannot have more than 6 here, if you add 3, there will be no carry. So, these two digits will remain the same. So, if my original sum was P plus Q plus R is equal to 7, this digit will be R plus 3, and my new sum will be P plus Q plus R plus 3. Now, P plus Q plus R was 7, so 7 plus 3 is 10. Very simple, right? 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 I hope you are getting it. I hope you are getting it. And similarly, in the example, when there are multiple possibilities for sum of digit, like I illustrated here, 991 plus 3 is 994. Here the sum of digit is coming out to be 22. In the next illustration, the sum of digit is coming out to be 30. But what is the common here? 22 and 13 are congruent. 22 and 13 are congruent mod 9. I hope you are understanding the importance of modular arithmetic. I hope you are understanding the concept. So, if SA is 8, then it would have different values. Yes. This is precisely my point. This is precisely my point. This is precisely my point. Okay. Okay. Now, uh, there is one more thing here. I think you all know about this. You should actually. Do you know about this identity? A to the power n minus b to the power n is a minus b. A to the power n minus 1 plus a to the power n minus 2b plus a to the power n minus 3b square. Right? 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 Everybody knows about it. Now, if so, basically, see, like the whole point of like making it right here is to simply write that a minus b divides a to the power n minus b to the power n. Right? A to the power n a minus b divides a to the power n minus b to the power n. MB Devada, there is no batch of IOQM on the plus subscription. It is available in Olympiad Gold. It is a paid thing, right? So you do not get access to the IOQM batch, the paid IOQM batch, right? Perfect. So A minus B divides A to the power n minus B to the power. Everybody knows about it. Everybody knows about it. Okay. Done. Please write DN. Please write DN in the chat so that we both are in the same page. All of us are on the same page. Please write it down. Please write it down. Okay. Perfect. Now A minus B divides A to the power n minus B to the power n. There is one more way to see it. If you see, let's assume there is a polynomial Px, which is x to the power n minus b to the power n. Right? Now, if I write Pb, I get b to the power n minus b to the power n equals 0, which essentially means that according to factor theorem, x minus b divides x to the power n minus b to the power n, which is precisely my point here. Which is precisely my point. This is one more way to see it. This is one more way to see it. What I'm trying to imply here is, and what I'm trying to connect here is, this is a polynomial thing. This is a number thing. So you can relate polynomial with numbers. I hope I am making my point clear. Now, sir, why this is important? Why this is important? This is important in deriving a very important theorem in congruence, which says if A is congruent to B, mod D, it implies A to the power n is congruent to B to the power n mod D. N belongs to natural number. Right? Now let me prove it for you, and then you can possibly write it. Since A minus B, A is congruent to D, it means D divides A minus B. Now, A minus B already divides A to the power n minus B to the power n as per this identity. This means, see, there is a you know about transitivity in divisibility, right? That if A divides B, B divides C, it implies A divides C, right? You know this, I hope. So all these things were covered in basics of algebra. So with these two, I can say D divides A to the power n minus B to the power n, which essentially means A to the power n minus B to the power n is congruent to 0 mod D, which again essentially means A to the power n is congruent to B to the power n mod D. This is a very important theorem, and the problems related to remainders come from this theorem. I hope I am able to tell you this thing very, very clearly. Should I watch? See, like if every Nimbus learner, if you are preparing for IOQM, then this is for you. Manu, there is no 5th edition. The latest is 4th edition. Refurbished copy of 4th edition is already in the market. It has 2024 problems. IOQM 2024 problems are there. Yes, Satsang, it can be done. Done. The level of problems in my book is very hard, and then you are thinking. So basically, this is precisely the point. If you are preparing for 100-meter race, you prepare to sprint for 150 meters. That is how you maintain your peak pace at the 100-meter point. This is the whole algorithm, right? Am I making sense? Perfect. Perfect. So let's do this. Let's do this. Just a second. Yes. So let's do some problem in this. Let's do some problem, right? What is? Let me show you how to solve this. Find remainder. Find remainder when 8 to the power n is divided by 7. 8 to the power n, and you can write n to be 2025. Since we are studying in 2025, you can assume n to be 2025. Sir, if we are not being able to do the problems, then we feel so much demotivation. Like I said, IOQM can be a very punishing journey, right? But the fruits are immense. If you are in 9-10 and you are preparing for IOQM, I told the learners that if you are getting 0 marks after appearing in IOQM, then you are already a winner, because at least you had the guts to be among those 1.5 lakh learners who actually attempted IOQM, right? There are many people who simply do not attempt IOQM because it is too tough. And just imagine, if you get 10 marks, you have the chances of getting selected in majority of the states, right? Any tip for first timers? Start with the basic lectures. Start with 9th and 10th. Complete your 9th and 10th first properly, and then jump on to IOQ. Okay. Now, how do I do it? How do I do it? It's right. It's a very seemingly very simple thing, but how do we do it? 8 to the power 2025 is divided by 7. How do we study? How do we do this? This is very interesting. Solution. Let's write the solution. Find remainder when 8 to the power 2025 is divided by 7. What is the remainder? Everybody is saying, sir, 1 is the remainder. 1 is the remainder. Okay. Now, how do I solve it? If I write it as 7 plus 1 to the power 2025, right? In fact, I won't do this. Let me solve it very, very simply. Can I write it as 2 to the power 6075? 2 to the power 6075. Right? Now, my 2 to the power 1 is congruent to 2 mod 7. Just remember, what is 2 to the power 1? 2 to the power 1 is 2. And what is remainder when 2 is divided by 7? It is simply 2. Simply 2 to the power 2 is 4. What is 2 to the power 3? It is 8, which is actually congruent to 1. This means you have 2 to the power 3 congruent to 1. This means you have 8 congruent to 1. Right? Mod 7. See, like I could have written this as first step. I know I could have written this as first step. But just for the sake of explaining, I am writing it. Because usually you won't get this easy problem. This is just for the illustration purpose. Now, by our theorem, 8 to the power n is congruent to 1 to the power n mod 7. And what is 1 to the power n? It is 1 only, which gives me 1 as remainder. Okay. 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 Please tell me this. Please tell me this. Right? Our aim is to get plus minus 1 in remainder in congruency so that we can increase the powers. We can increase the exponent. We can increase the exponent. What I am trying to do here is, first of all, you write this and then I'll be able to explain you. Then I'll explain you this. Sir, we can also use EDL. Yes, Pranchuja, but that is the thing. In the majority of the problems that we do after this, we'll not be able to use EDL, right? Right? EDL is Euclid division lemma, right? Now, what do I mean by this? I will explain this using an example in the next page. My example is very simple. Find remainder when 2 to the power 42 is divided by 11. 2 to the power 42 is divided by 11. Right? 2 to the power 42 is divided by 11. Hamad is saying 9. Now, how do I proceed? See, my every first step will be this. 2 to the power 1 is congruent to 2. 2 to the power 2 is congruent to 4. 2 to the power 3 is congruent to 8. 2 to the power 4 is congruent to 16. But 16 is congruent to 5. Because see, like I always have to write it in terms of remainders. Okay. Now, 2 to the power 5 is 32 basically, right? 32, if you see, is congruent to 10. Now, this is where the fun begins. Can I write 10 congruent to minus 1? This is precisely my point. Either I have to generate 1 here or minus 1. This is basically our pursuit. We are pursuing +1 or -1. Okay. Now, let's do this. 2 to the power 5 is congruent to -1. This means 2 to the power 40 is to the power 8, right? -1 to the power 8, which essentially means 1. So 2 to the power 40 is congruent to 1. 2 to the power 2 is congruent to 4. So if you multiply these two, this also gets multiplied. So 2 to the power 42 is congruent to 4 mod 11. Mod 11. Okay. Got it? 2 to the power 42 is congruent to 4 mod 11. Yeah, we have a paid IOQM course. Ramanujan is the link. You can go for the first link and pay for 1 year subscription, and then you'll be able to attend the classes. Now let's see. There is another theorem coming here now. If A is congruent to B, it implies, and C is congruent to D, this implies AC is congruent to BD. This is applicable in addition also. You can simply prove them using Euclid division lemma. These are very trivial solutions. These are very trivial theorems. Okay. This is important. And then if A is congruent to B, it implies KA is congruent to KB mod D. If you multiply by same number, the remainder does not change. Okay. Okay. Sir, can you give level wise like you do in class? Can you give level wise like you do in class? I don't get you, Pancho. Sir, will you give better for other topics as well? Yes. What is the hardest chapter in IUQM syllabus? I consider number theory to be the hardest. And that is why I am teaching it. That is why I am teaching it. Okay, that is why I am teaching it. We will do all the PYQs. We will do all the PYQs. After completing this, I am going to take PYQ session. And like your 2 chapters are going on simultaneously, right? If you see, we are conducting 2 classes of IUQM English. One is recorded by SPS sir on Saturdays. Every Saturday you are getting a lecture. My lecture you will get every Wednesday 4 to 6 p.m. How does number theory beat PNC? PNC is very easy topic once you understand it. But with number theory, even if you understand it, you will not be able to get it. This is the problem. How to see -1 is congruent? So this is experience. All these observations come from attending the classes like these. That is why you need classes. You cannot study for examinations like IUQM through any book. Books are always complementary to a particular lecture. This is that lecture. What is going to be the next topic after this arithmetic of remainder? See, like number theory is going to be very big thing. So congruence of integers is first. Then we are going to talk about HCF and LCM. Then we are going to talk about what do I call it? Diophantine equations. Diophantine, and like this. So like it is planned like this, right? See, like if you are targeting JEE 2027 batch, you can go for the Nimbus batch. Nimbus batch is a very good batch. Okay, let's do it now. Let's do another problem. Find remainder when 1919 upon 1919 is divided by 11. You would not believe, but this question is JEE Main 2025. It was asked in the April attempt. I solved it live merely 7 days back. So it is as per my book. Logarithms is something which I covered, right? right? Sir, can you please give harder questions in other concept also? Please, like new one, I have already watched your previous ones. Yes, yes, yes. Like obviously we'll so these are these are tough IOQM lectures only. Hamad is saying 9. Now, first of all, see, what I was doing here is power jumping. We call it power jumping. So from power 1 to I jump to 2, I jump to 3, I jump to 4, I jump to 5, and then from 5 to 40. Now power jumping is only possible when you can calculate the powers, right? And you cannot calculate the powers for numbers as big as 1919. So first of all, I would say 1919 is congruent to 5 mod 11, right? This is what we have studied already. This is what we have studied already, right? We just did this. Now 1919 to the power 1919 is congruent to 5 to the power 1919, which means I have to deal with this. Which means I have to deal with this. Okay. 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 Which means I have to deal with this. Right? 5 to the power 1919. 5 to the power 1919. Okay. 5 to the power 1919. Okay. Now, again, if you do properly, 5 to the power 1 is congruent to 5. 5 to the power 2 is congruent to 3 because it is congruent to 25. 5 to the power 4 is congruent to 9. Right? 5 to the power congruent is 2. Okay. 5 to the power 5 is congruent to 45, which is congruent to 1. So you got it. You got it. 5 to the power 5 is congruent to 1. Mod 11. Okay. This gives me 5 to the power, since it is multiple of 5, 1915 is congruent to 1. 5 to the power 4 is congruent to 9. If I simply multiply these two, I get 5 to the power 1919 is congruent to 9, which was also congruent to 1919, congruent to 1919. So my answer is 9. My answer essentially is 9. Right? Sir, Pathfinder. I have already given you the homework from my book. It is Know Your Progress 3, Know Your Progress 4. Right? If you are referring to Pathfinder Senior, then you can simply go to Congruence of Integers. This is the first topic which they have taught. Yes, by 15th of August, we will complete the syllabus with recordings and with basically with recordings and with new lectures. We'll complete it. I am slow, but get the answers. See, like time will not be the challenge in IOQ. Believe me, if you are able to complete 12 problems correctly, then you are through. Right? Time is not the problem. See, every year I change my questions. Every year I change my problems. Obviously, I would not have given this problem last year because this problem is asked in JEE Main 2025. So every year I update my content. Okay. So this is basically, like, these are basics of congruence. Now there is something called cancellation law. Cancellation law. Right? If you see HCF of A, B is D. Right? A, B is D and A is congruent to B mod KD, then actually, right? So A is DP, B is DQ, right? So you can write DP is congruent to DQ, mod KD. KD is some number, and then you can cut it like this. This is the left cancellation law, mod K. So what I'm trying to say here is, if you are given like this, you cannot simply write, you can not simply delete K like this. This is wrong. This is wrong. And what is the proof of this? Very simple. A is basically dP is equal to K dQ plus R. dQ is congruent to K dQ1 Q2 plus R, right? So then if you subtract it, dP minus dQ, you get K d Q1 minus Q2. You can cut d here. So you can see P minus Q is equal to K times Q1 minus Q2. So these are congruent mod K, not KD. So your divisor is also changing with respect to the cancellation. Okay? 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 Am I making absolute sense, guys? Am I making absolute sense here? Right? Perfect. Let's go for one more problem now. Now that you have understood this, find remainder when 2 to the power 202 is divided by 18. Now I am giving you random divisors. Let's see if you are able to do it. Sir, I guess it is 16. Right? Now, first of all, you have to make it co-prime. This is the first step. So what I'm trying to do here is solution. Just see, 2 to the power 202 is equals to 18q. Now, since this is even, your remainder will be even. But remember, your remainder is 2r. Now you can cut one number. Can I write it like this? Now I can solve this problem. Now I can solve this problem. Can I say my 2 to the power 3 is congruent to minus 1 mod 9? Because now I have to solve it mod 9. 2 to the power 3 is 8. 8 is congruent to minus 1. 2 to the power 201, since this is a multiple of 3, minus 1 to the power 67, which is congruent to minus 1 mod 9. Now you can imagine this thing. The remainder cannot be negative, which means 2 to the power 201 is congruent to 8 mod 9. Okay? Okay? Which essentially gives me r to be 8. Now my original remainder was 2r. This gives me 2r as 60, which is my final answer. So very good, Hamad. Very good, Hamad. RST, I got AIR 467 in JEE Advanced by your guidance. Thank you, thank you. Ankit Raj, there are many options. He is saying, sir, you do not teach well. There are many options. Go for it. Adarsh, sir, can we complete syllabus with just one class in week? See, that is the point. You are not understanding it. We have already taken the basic lectures. Your geometry sessions, your geometry lectures are going on Saturday. I am taking number theory, and I have asked Dhairya ma'am, Dhairya Sandhyana ma'am, who was AIN 29. She will be taking the algebra part. So together we'll complete it by 15th of November. Right? Perfect. Yes, AIR 29. Now, another lecture. Let me do another lecture. Let me do another problem. Remainder, last remainder problem. Then we will move forward. Right? Then we will move forward. Just a second. Find all values of n so that 16 to the power n minus 1 is divisible by just a sec, divisible by 45, where n is a two-digit number. N is a two-digit number. Please tell me. Sir, what about IOQM recorded course? When it will resume? It will be resumed this week. It will resume this week. Sir, but when school start, how to manage? Because I am in a batch of my school where they teach 11th and 12th syllabus in 8, 9, 10 only, and in 7th we did 8, 9, 10 NCRT and we revise on first month. See, like that is what you have to manage, right? I cannot comment on this. So whenever you get time, you can see these recordings. I don't understand, but what is so fuzz about doing JEE mathematics syllabus by 10th end? It is not required at all. Majority of the toppers complete their JEE syllabus by September, October of their 12th class. There is no need to rush, because you should maintain curiosity. Curiosity is the most important thing in JEE preparation, right? If you are not curious enough in class 12th, if you do not have anything new to study in class 12th, you will get bored. And when the boredom kicks in, believe me, you will not be able to get out of it. My suggestion is never complete your JEE syllabus before 12th. If you are doing it by the start of 12th, it is good. Okay. Now see, like, what is the problem here? First of all, my first observation number 1, 16 minus 1 divides 16 to the power n minus 1, right? Which means 15 is already a factor of 16 to the power n minus 1. So, if I ensure that 9 divides 16 to the power n minus 1, then I am done. Okay. Am I making sense here, guys? Then I am done. If 9 divides 16 to the power n minus 1, then I am done. Okay. Because it is already divisible by 5. This is how the divisibility rule works. Am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense? Hindi recorded lectures will resume very soon. It will be time stamped. It will resume very soon. Right? Right? So this means I have to take n such that 2 to the power 4n is congruent to 1. Now let's solve this. 2 to the power 8, 2 to the power 3 is congruent to minus 1. You see, like, you have to make sure that this is multiple of 4. Mod 9, we have already studied this. So 2 to the power 12 power 4 is congruent to 1. Mod 9. So this is the least multiple of 4. This is the least multiple of 4, which is divisible by 1, which gives essentially 1 as remainder upon division by 9. Right? So it is the smallest power which is multiple of 4, and gives me 1 as the remainder. Now, if I take any power of it, it will give me 1 as remainder. This means my n has to be multiple of 12. This means my n has to be a multiple of 12, which essentially gives me 12, 24, 96. 8 values. Am I making sense here, guys? Am I making sense here? Now you were saying, sir, 15 is also the answer. Let's check it. First of all, 16 to the power 15 is nothing but, oh, I am asked, okay, got it. We are asked, it is actually, you have to write it as 2 to the power 12k, but then it is, since my n is on the power of 16, so it is 16 to the power 3k, which hence you are correct. You are saying 12, 15, 18, this is correct, because it is power 3k only. So you are correct. 12, 15, 18. So how many of these numbers are there? Till 99. So then, to calculate number of these numbers, you just have to divide it by 3. You get 4, 5, 6 till 33, and then the ninja technique kicks in. 33 minus 4 plus 1. 30. 30 is the total possible values. Right? Indrajit, sir, I am IOQM aspirant. I don't have any knowledge of number theory. So then you have to see, like, if you have completed 9th, 10th, which means you thoroughly know Euclid division lemma. It is sufficient to start this. If you see the initial of this lecture, I have started with Euclid division lemma only. Yes, it is of the form 3q. It is of the form 3q. Right? Am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense? And actually, you could have done it like this also. Just imagine 16 to the power 3q, just to verify. Right? This gives me 4096 to the power q minus 1. 4095 divides 4096 minus 1. Right? Right? And what is 4095? 4095 is nothing but 45 times 91. Can you check it? Can you check it? This is 45 times 91. So it is divisible by 45. So 45 divides 4095, which means 45 divides this also. I don't have any opinion about our competitors. By the same reason, they don't have any opinion about us. Right? If you ask them, they'll not say anything. So I will also not say anything. Hi Utsab. Right? Sir, one more query. I am currently learning geometry from your course, but I am unable to solve several questions. So, like, Shaurya, you have to go for the solved examples. Very good, Sayak. This is reality of West Bengal. West Bengal is a very tough market to be in. Now, let's do another problem of divisibility. Find numbers of the type A, B, 4, 4A, 2B, 5, which are divisible by 5, which are divisible by 7. These are 5-digit numbers. So basically you have to find A and B so that these numbers are divisible by 7. How do you approach these problems? Right? How do you approach this problem? (11 minus A minus B or A plus B minus 11 is divisible by 7 or either 0. Do this then. Do this. Do this. By breaking number. Very good. I don't think it is easy problem. I don't think it is easy problem. I don't believe that it is an easy problem. 'Easy problem. So like this was 2 marker in IOQM 2018, but this will now, as per the new level, it will be 3 marker of IOQM. IOQM solution. Right? First of all, I will write it like this. You have to understand this. Plus 10b. Right? Now, if I see this number is congruent to. What is it congruent to? Mod 7. 5, 52, 49, 30, 28, 25. It is congruent to 4. 1000A is congruent to minus A. You can check it because 1001. 7 divides 1001. right? So it will be congruent to minus a, and similarly 10b is congruent to 3b, right? So can I say that 40, so this particular number, this number 4a 2b5 is congruent to 3b minus a plus 4 mod 7. Can I say it like this? Can you please confirm? Can you please confirm? See, like, what is the use of this? See, if you do not get the correct answer, if you do not see, like, if after claiming that this is an easy problem, and if your answer is incorrect, then your judgment is very bad. You will accept this, right? 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 Perfect. Perfect. Now, this means can I say that this can be equal to 7? If I solve it, I get 3b minus a equals equals 3, right? So this gives me 1 0 1 0. A and B are digits. You have to accept this thing, right? 2 3 3 6 4 9. Only 4 cases here. 4 cases, right? In this particular example. Then 3b minus a plus 4 is equal to 14. This gives me 3b minus a equals 10. Now obviously b cannot be 2 or 3 here. When I take b equal to 4, this becomes 2. 5 5 6 8 7, no 7, 6 8. 3 cases here. Then 3b minus a plus 4 equals 21. This gives me 3b minus a equals 17. Now my b is 6 1 7 4 8 7 9, not 9, right? 24. So 3 cases here. Then 3b minus a plus 4 equals 28. 3b minus a equals 24. A equals 8. This is 0 9 3, right? 2 cases here. And let me take the last case. 3b minus a equals to 31. No cases here. So 2 plus 3 plus 3, this is 8, 8 plus 4, 12 cases. 12 cases. 12 cases is the answer. 12 cases is the answer. Right? Sir, how did you get 3b minus a plus 4 equals 7? See, like, basically, if this is divisible by 7, so you want to have this remainder to be 0. Oh, I actually, no. Actually, I did not solve for this. The remainder can be 0 as well, right? So if I take b 0 here, this gives me a equal to 4. If I take b 1 here, then my a becomes 7. If my bus, these two. So in total 14 cases. 14 cases is the correct answer. 14 cases is the correct answer. I forgot to take this one case. Yes. Yes. Right? So Arnav Raheja, what I was saying here is that this has to be congruent to 0, which means this has to be a multiple of 7. So I have taken all the possible values of multiple of 7, that is 0, that is 7, that is 14, that is 21, that is 28, that is 35. In 35 case, I am not getting anything. Right? Sir, should Ramanujan best students study this? No. everything will be covered in Ramanujan batch. It's a paid batch. In like, obviously, paid batches are always superior to the YouTube batch. In everywhere, this is the case everywhere, na? It is not the case only with an academy. Got it. Such 2A plus 3B is congruent to 1 mod 7. What is Ramanujan batch price? 999. Sorry, 9999. This is the batch price of IOQM Ramanujan. Perfect. Good. Now, I think you have understood about the divisor. Now, let's talk about HCF. Let's talk about HCF. Find maximum HCF of numbers 3n minus 25 and 129 minus n. N belongs to natural number. Find possible value of n. Yeah, Abhimanyu is Ramanujan student. After discount, I am telling you the price. So should I study this or Hindi recorded? 31. 31. You are saying 31. One two 181 362. I'm asking about the maximum. I am asking about the maximum. Done. 2. Hopefully 2. The maximum HCF. Maximum HCF is 2. So, see, like, the amazing thing here is when you take n, see 3n minus 25 plus 3 times 129 minus n. Your HCF will divide this, right? So HCF will divide, if you see here, this becomes 387. 387 minus 25, and 3 and 3 gets cancelled. So h divides 362. Now you have to understand here that n is less than 129. So your HCF will also be less than 129, right? Right? So what are the possible values of HCF? Let's divide. HCF will divide 362. So basically 362, 181, and then I think 181 is prime. I think 181 is prime. I've never seen 181 in anyone's table, in any table, right? 181 is prime. Okay. So the maximum value is 2. Maximum value is 2. Okay. The maximum value is 2. Can I say this? Can I say this? Can I say this? Please tell me. Can I say this? Can I say this? 181 cannot be the value. See, and it has to be less than 127. So this number is less than 129, right? So 181 is anyway not possible. Am I making sense, guys? Sayak, are you understanding it? Why h divide? This is a very important point. See, the theorem is if HCF of A and B is h, then h divides PA plus QB for PQ belongs to integer. How do I prove it? Since AB, HCF of A and B is h, A can be written as Hindustan Petroleum, B can be written as headquarters, HQ, where HCF of P and Q is 1. Otherwise, H will not be the HCF, right? I should not use P and Q because P and Q are already mentioned here. So HU, B is HV, where HCF of U and V is 1, right? Now, if I talk about PA is PA and QB is equal to PAU plus PHU, A is HU, plus QHV. Now, can you see that H is coming out to be common? This means H divides PA plus QB. Am I making sense here? Please write this down. This is a very important theorem. This is a very important theorem about this. Thank you, Utsav. Finally, you have understood. Finally, you have understood. Right? Sir, after taking an Academy Nimbus subscription, should I also watch your YouTube? No. No. And Pradyum Rathore, if you are planning to take today, take Iconic. Right? Take Iconic. You get notes also, you get mentorship session also. And the price is low till 20th. And use code PJ Live. Send the screenshot. And I will tell you which all lectures are to be seen on YouTube. So that's it today. That's it today, guys. I hope you have understood it. If you like it live, then you have to compromise on the language because these live lectures are going to be in English only. The reason is very, very clear. I have taught IOQM in Hindi already, and you can access those lectures. But if you want to study live, you have to, if you want to follow the art of problem solving, if you want to have a discussion with me, then these lectures are paradise for you. Because you know that in live lectures, there will be very less students attending it. And you will get the attention which you require. Okay. Otherwise, you can take the subscription like I have been telling you. Right. Use the code PJ Live. And yeah, thanks for watching. I will be like these notes will be available in the description. Let's crack it.